Fight for the ages. Welcome back, BC.
Where have you been?
I was handling stuff in business, talking to Tony Kincaid, my pal back there.
Oh, my God.
What is Kincaid even doing?
Oh, by the way, he gave me one of these for you guys. It's a good thing we're not on camera. See, that means you're number one.
Why would you do that?
Well,
Joe, walk a mile in my shoes when you have to deal with Mr. Kincaid. But, hey, let's get the more important things. Yes, Tony Johnson taking on Daredevil, Johnny Patch. And here they go, locking up right now. And Patch overpowering him in the corner here.
Well, Patch has, I think, a little bit of advantage when it comes to body mass. Johnson's got that lanky frame that'll give him advantage when it comes to reach and leverage, but it's Patch underneath the arm drag takeover. Here's a question I want to pose. We talked about good buds, right? Patch and Preston Everest. Preston Everest is already qualified for that championship scramble. If Patch joins that fray, what does that mean for that potential relationship? Because that's going to be every man for himself.
Exactly, and I mean, we've seen great tag teams break up because of scrambles, but right now, oh, look at the agility of the Iceman. My goodness. To his feet, and Johnny Patch actually giving applause to Tony Johnson on that one, actually giving him credit where credit is due.
Well, listen, there's no bad blood here, right? This is not a personal issue. This is about the spirit of competition. This is about two guys that think they are the best, and they want to join Preston, and they certainly want to join Anthony Young in that field.
And right now, Tony Johnson having you could say, having a handful here of Johnny Patch as he delivers that shot to the solar plexus. And again, keep that arm locked. Watch Patch go. Look at this agility of the American Daredevil. This is why he has that name. And my goodness, that hurt Johnson right on his back.
Stunning body control. Johnny Patch, I'll tell you what, if I'm Anthony Young, I better get off my phone and start scouting this matchup because you got two guys that may have to contend with you in that championship scramble.
Well, Joe, I think he's actually watching live on IndyWrestling.us, IndyWrestling.us on Twitch, on the YouTube.
Well, then he's seeing everything on a 7-second delay. You better pay attention to the here and the now.
A little bit of a pose off here. And A1's like, get the camera off of me. As these two having their own pose off here in the ring, and here goes Johnny Patch now.
Well, Johnny Patch says, hey, pal, you're taking a ticket to the gun show.
What is this? What was Iceman doing there?
Trying to stretch.
Got to get those hammies loose, guys.
Calisthenics is the key to any great workout regimen.
Listen, BC, we have seen both of these men. Certainly, I know you've scouted them as a manager and a broadcaster. I don't know if either of these men have ever been better than they are right now. I don't want to sound like a broken record and say underrated, but I think Patch has really found his comfort zone. I think Johnson's always had it, but now he's starting to make some more noise.
Well, yeah, it certainly as a performer, as a professional athlete, you want to find your niche. You want to find who you are, not only as a person, but as a wrestler itself. These two have found that this is, in a way, a dream match we never knew we needed to see.
But we are seeing it here live at Greensburg, Pennsylvania. That's right, Pit Fight or Be Forgotten. And remember, the winner of this goes on to that championship scramble qualifier. My God, how sweet it is.
Yeah, and these athletes, whomever comes out on top with the rest of the field, are going to have a year to scout, to prepare, to train. Imagine what shape they're going to show up in physically and mentally a year from now for a chance to be a champion in Pit Fight. And notice, almost animalistic like, the cinching in like a vice is Tony Johnson on that side headlock of Patch. The simple things like this can mean a lot if you make them mean a lot. And Patch had to work out of the headlock, and now ducking that bicycle kick, Patch off his game. Tony Johnson showing you why he's a wrestling machine.
I mean, 14 years in the business, Tony Johnson, and he's had a hell of a run, especially being a Rise Grand Champion. That is a hell of a mark to have on your resume as he rolls him up. Oh, only a 1 count on that one.
They had an unbelievable Iron Man match against Matt Conard. Johnny Patch, former champion in his own right, former Super Indie champion. Actually, well, 2 count only, actually went viral for a time with a shooting star coast to coast. Yes, you heard that right. If you can see it, find it. It is indescribable, to say the least.
I know Patch was very proud of that maneuver, but he doesn't want to rest on his laurels and just be known as that guy forever. He wants to make new memories, new moments, and go viral again for different reasons.
Tony Johnson, though, landed on his feet. Those cat-like reflexes of his. And, oh, big knee to the jaw. That took a lot out of Johnson on that one. My goodness. And now the Iceman in a little bit of trouble. as Johnny Patch now takes him, sends him into the ropes. Oh, wait, reversal, though. Johnson now, oh, my God, that agility of the American Daredevil. And now these two just back and forth. This is a chess match for the ages.
And seamless motion by Patch. And BC, I think a lot of times you talk about those headlines, those coast-to-coast shooting stars that Johnny Patch can utilize. You overlook sometimes the power he brings.
Yeah, he's definitely a power guy. He's able to parlay his momentum to almost lull you into a false sense of security. Tony Johnson goes up against guys, and he is the powerful of the two. That's something that Tony Johnson has to keep in mind going in there against Johnny Patch.
But Johnny Patch was going for that high aerial maneuver, and Tony Johnson's just taking away with that forearm. And right now, in control is the Iceman. Can he capitalize? That's the question.
Well, Tony Johnson, one thing that goes unsaid sometimes is he's a great defensive wrestler, able to stop a wrestler in his tracks and take over so he can get the momentum and the offense on his side.
A couple of European uppercuts. And right now, Johnny Patch, he's using that top rope to kind of support himself on there, especially with the Iceman. And, oh!
Jeez. And now Tony Johnson showing you those deceptively hard strikes. Man, all the body weight into the ropes. Patch had nowhere to go, bounced off, back into a pitted combination, and referee Williams finds 2.
Yeah, this is actually, I can't believe this is the first time these two have actually met. I mean, especially with the decorated careers both of these guys have had so far. This is the first time in history these two have met in a squared circle.
Pit Fight is the place for dream matches. I mean, rich history here in just 4 events. Very first Pit Fight match ever. Lee Moriarty, current ROH AEW star, just shows that Pit Fight's got its finger on the pulse of who's coming up at Pittsburgh Wrestling.
My goodness, Tony Johnson took all his might on that one, Joe, and did you see just using his own body, his own weight, just to thrust Johnny Patch in that opposite corner.
Whiplash-like effect, Johnson into the cover, and a little low on that cover. Patch slides the shoulder. The thing about Johnny Patch is he never complains. He never asks for a handout. He's somebody that wants to put in that honest day's work to get what's coming to him. And he's got a long day at the office here with Tony Johnson. But if Patch is as good as he thinks he is and these fans think he is, he'll find a way.
And right now, Tony Johnson with that European uppercut. And, I mean, BC, you are looking on this matchup like you're scouting. I mean, can I see you go back into a managerial role with one of these two at your side?
Well, certainly if I'm going to, don the fancy velvet coat once again, these two would be great people to lead, to take some money from. To help.
Oh,
to help is
wow.
what you heard wrong. I said help. Just because the caliber athletes they are on their own.
Well, both are excelling on their own right now, but Johnson can't get distracted. Looking to take a chance. Johnny Patch is prone, and it's Johnson almost looking into the Patch wheelhouse.
That's right, to the top rope. Most dangerous part, I think. Up, moonsault, and oh, he misses. He misses.
On with the height Johnson got. The impact was that much worse. Took the air out of himself.
Patch off the ropes. Big boot to the side of the head. And Johnson's down. That could be it right there. That could be the devastating blow he needs. Oh, only a 2 count.
Just a whiplash effect on that kick. Tony Johnson just flew back. Might have hit Patch actually on the way down.
Patch can't get frustrated. He cannot second guess. Sometimes Patch wears his heart on his sleeve. That can be a help and a hindrance.
And right now he's squeezing the air out of Tony Johnson. Now the Iceman in a little bit of trouble. I mean, he has that thing cinched in, Joe. As you can see, Tony Johnson trying to fight, trying to kick his way out of this, but Johnny Patch is not letting up.
Yeah, the lower Johnson is to the ground, the more advantage Patch has, making Johnson ride and carry Patch's weight. Notice Johnson got up to the vertical base, got snapped right back down. Patch switches it up, knee between the shoulder blades.
Oh, my goodness. And now, like you said, that knee in the shoulder blades, he is taking out Johnson's legs. And we know Tony Johnson, he needs to be on his feet, especially with that mat-based arsenal that he has. And again, Patch taking it away. Johnson's trying to fight his way out of this. And Patch is just staying on him. You can see he's definitely done his homework on the Iceman.
That was also Patch's chance to recalibrate and re-strategize in his own mind. And I think Patch liked where that was going. Both these men are so great with endurance. Patch is looking to, I think, sap that strength from Johnson second by second. And there you see horizontal on the ground. Anywhere Johnson goes from here, it's going to expend a lot of energy, even if he can get out of this. Patch has Tony right where he wants him, nowhere near a rope.
Oh, right now Johnson trying to fight his way out. Couple shots to the solar plexus, can that be it? A couple kicks, just a barrage of violence, but no, Patchett has him in the corner now.
10 minutes gone, 10 minutes.
They have gone 10 minutes, and you know the wear and tear is starting to kick into their bodies, Joe.
Without question it is. It's gut check time, but Johnson, the satellite head scissors, great leverage maneuver.
All right, misses that clothesline up and over, and oh, Enziguri, springboard Enziguri, excuse me. My God, he just caught the American Daredevil on that one.
You notice the time it's taking Johnson to capitalize. Finally gets the cover, hooks the leg. 2.5. Patch just barely able to slide the shoulder. Is Johnson showing frustration? BC, what's the state of mind here mentally? Who's got the edge?
Well, if you're Tony Johnson, you got to try and pull into something. Who's a guy that I've faced like Johnny Patch that I was able to get the victory on? What can I take from that right here? Johnny Patch, you mentioned that endurance that Johnny Patch has earlier. It's almost like Tony Johnson, in a way, is wrestling a mirror image of himself.
Oh, he's going for that big kick. And wow, Johnny Patch with his kick, that counter to Tony Johnson's big boot.
Yeah, Johnson was looking pump kick. Patch was able to slide underneath, come back with that side savate kick, and now Johnson is dazed. Patch maybe looking to just send it, looking to go high risk and finish this thing.
We've seen this. This is definitely a page out of Johnny Patch's book from that top rope where he's most dangerous. And Ryan body pressed in a beauty. 2. Oh, I can't believe he kicked out of that. My God, the impact that Patch had with that.
It's how bad do you want it? Everybody in that locker room realizes what pit fight means to this area, what pit fight means to the Central Westmoreland Habitat for Humanity. Everybody's watching and got the knee that time.
Well, I think that's it.
Goose Psycho style. Oh, Johnson kicks out.
Just in the nick of time. There was just milliseconds away. Bobby Johnson was ready to count that 3, and it just, my God, Tony Johnson, there's just heart, fight, you name it, the Iceman has it. But is it enough? Here goes Johnny Patch again to that top rope.
Tony may have just kicked out an instinct. He's barely moved since. He's stirring a bit, but Johnny Patch is looking for high risk, high reward.
Oh my goodness, he misses. Can Johnson, can he counter? But he's having a tough time getting up right now. My goodness.
Yeah, I don't know what Tony Johnson has left in him, but whatever he has left, he's got to throw it at Patch right now.
Patch is almost out of it. Oh!
That pump kick, almost Roderick Strong style sick kick. Johnson's done it.
In a time, 12 minutes, 38 seconds. Your winner qualifying for the championship scramble, the Iceman, Tony Johnson.
What a match, gentlemen. Tony Johnson earned it. He joins the field of what will be 4. And gentlemen, what more can be said? Patch brought it, but Johnson just a little bit better.
Now, if you're Preston Everest, if you are A1 Anthony Young, you are wondering right now, my God, the Iceman, a man 14 years in the business, added into this championship scramble. My God, Joe, this is going to be one hell of a match. I mean, I cannot wait to see who the 4th member is, but okay, right now, Tony Johnson's showing some respect here to Johnny Patch. Up. Will he take the hand?
Well, we mentioned earlier, this is not a blood feud. Spirit of competition is very much alive. Johnny Patch will have other days.
Hello, friends. I'm DeCapo in the mainstream media.
And I'm the Riz.
And, you know, Riz, it takes years of strenuous, dedicated training before you're worthy to step inside a professional wrestling ring. But it takes even more time to develop complex, highly astute opinions about professional wrestling. Am I right?
That is correct. And you know where we can find that?
Yes.
On the Wrestling Mayhem.
That's right.
Sidekick Media Services. We are your sidekick in business for social media, video production, and more. Find out more at sidekickmediaservices.com.